Hey everyone and welcome back. So today is another farming video, and this time we're going to visit Anchor Protocol, which is a savings protocol to generate stable yield on your stable coins. So let's get started. So Anchor Protocol website is app.anchorprotocol.com, and this is the dashboard. So you'll notice that on the right side they actually show the interest, and it's actually 19.44% APY. APY means that it's compounding, which means you actually need to hold it for 1 full year to get the full 19.44% compounded interest. So what I do with my UST that I get from Farming Mirror, I usually deposit it in, but today we're going to go through something a little bit more advanced to actually borrow money and get paid borrowing money. So how this works is we go over to the Borrow tab, and then you will see that in UST, you can actually borrow UST and get paid 144% on the UST that you borrow, which is pretty insane. So not only are you able to earn 20% on the APY that you deposit into Anchor, you can actually get paid up to 144% when you borrow UST from Anchor, which you then put back into the earning to compound your earnings. So that's pretty cool. How you do that, you actually need to bond Luna. So let's go into how that works. So you're going to need to deposit some Luna into your wallet. So let me do it right now as well. Okay, so I got my Luna, and unfortunately I forgot to record the rest of the video. So I actually went ahead to do the whole process, and that's why I have 0 Luna over here. But let's just pretend that I have my Luna, and we will basically click on the balance to deposit the maximum amount of Luna. And then you can mint your bLUNA, which stands for Bonded Luna. And then you can select a validator. This list is actually randomized, so you can select whichever you want. It doesn't really matter, I believe. And then click on mint, and then you'll mint out your Luna. And just a quick disclaimer, when you want to take your bLUNA and turn it back into Luna, you can choose to burn it, but it would take 21 days for the burning process. Alternatively, there is an instant burn process whereby they basically swap the Luna to bLUNA, swap your bLUNA to Luna using the liquidity pool through Terra swap. So you can actually see that it's now 0.999992 Luna per bLUNA, which means it's basically 1-to-1. If you go over to Terra swap, it's also more or less 1-to-1. So I believe they're using the Terra swap pool. Do note that this is not always the case, because sometimes when there is a lot of liquidation, the Luna and bLUNA pack might actually go off due to liquidations. And if you're holding bLUNA, it tends to drop in value. And during that process, if you want to actually turn your bLUNA into Luna, it might not be the best to actually do an instant burn, because you might be losing out. So doing a normal burn might be better, but it will take 21 days. Alright, once you have your bLUNA, you would first go over to the Borrow tab, and then go over to Provide, and then you would provide your bLUNA, and this increases your borrow limit. So Anchor Protocol basically uses a 50% loan to value ratio in terms of how much you can borrow, but when you are actually borrowing, it caps out at 35%. So if you click on your maximum amount, which is the UST balance, it will actually go all the way to 35% to give you a 15% buffer in case Luna goes down and your liquidation price gets liquidated. Usually what I like to do is I like to check my liquidation price, and then I like to make sure that I'm not my liquidation price is a price that I think will probably not hit. So I would look over at my chart, and basically I will look at the Fibonacci retracement, which is one of my favorite indicators. Do note that for very exponential moves, I like to use the feed levels based on log scale. So if you use that, you'll notice that the initial crash, we actually bounce off the 0.382 level, which is a very key and often used Fibonacci level. So just in case this level does not hold, I am actually putting my liquidation price around here, the 0.618, which is also known as the golden ratio, and I think I'm comfortable with the price of Luna not hitting this level. So if you go back to the Anchor Protocol, I actually did already move my borrow limit all the way to 1.4, which is where I think it will not hit, or at least in the near future. So that allows me to borrow $341. So this $341 that I'm borrowing is yielding me 144% APR, but in Anchor tokens. So Anchor tokens is basically the governance protocol of Anchor, and it's also the reward that they give you to incentivize you to borrow. So similar to Aave on Polygon, you're actually getting paid to borrow, and this allows you to hyper compound, because when you borrow UST, you're getting paid to do that, and then you can further deposit the USD that you borrow back into the savings protocol, which I've already done, and this allows you to earn 20% APY as well as 144% APR on the borrowed amount, which is pretty good. So now you might be wondering, how does Anchor actually generate such high yield on the interest, right? 19% APY is quite a lot. So if we go over to borrow, we will see that the borrow APR is already 15.9%, which is quite high, right? So it's only another 4% difference that needs to be offsetted. And you realize that we're actually depositing our bLUNA, which is basically Luna. And what they do is they will take the Luna that we deposit in and they will stake it. So if we go over to stakingrewards.com and we look at Luna, the total reward rate is actually at 12.42% annualized. So this is the rewards that you get for staking Luna, and it's 12.42%, which is together with 15.9% gives you about 28% APY. And that 28% APY is actually much higher than the 20% APY that they provide to you, and this is how they can actually maintain this stable APY that they are providing. Of course, this rate may not stay the same forever, but it's something to take note that generally speaking, this rate is sustainable at the current levels of APR and distribution APR as well as Luna staking. We will see how it goes in the future, but the rates have been the same basically since the day they started, and it only hovers between 17 to 20%, which is still relatively high and relatively stable. So once you get your Anchor rewards, you'll go over to the govern page, and then your rewards will be under the UST borrow section, and you can also click on the actions to claim your ANC rewards, and then go over to trade ANC, and then you can sell your ANC to get more UST, which you can then put into savings protocol, or you can use the UST to buy more Luna, to bond the Luna, to borrow more UST, and then put back into the savings. So Anchor protocol is quite a robust savings protocol, and this is just a quick introduction. In the future, I might go into more detail about how the mechanics work for those of you who are interested in that. So leave a comment down below if you want me to go into the details of how Anchor actually works, because this is just a very quick introduction where we just only touch the surface. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you found it useful, do remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you!